Welcome to Ready for Combat UFC 285. We have Jon Jones versus Ciryl Gane. So let's start with Johnny Bones stats. Age 35, height 6'4", reach 84.5 inch reach, one of the longest in the game. I believe Stefan Struve ties it. Alright, so with Jones, fight IQ, some of the best you'll see in MMA. Undoubtedly, his experience throughout the years, it shows like he's developed so well as a fighter. He's got a creativeness, unorthodox, flamboyant style, which although I believe he showed more earlier in his career, I believe as he's gotten older, he's become a bit more risk averse and he's stuck more to the basics when he fights. I feel he shows flares of it though. I believe Jon Jones still shows flares of some of that creativeness with the elbows that he throws, like going for the takedown, throwing upwards elbows or spinning elbows. He's worked from the clinch, some of the takedowns he gets from the clinch, and some of the elbows he throws from the clinch. His clinch work is some of the best you'll see in the game. Obviously, being a Greco-Roman wrestler, his clinch game is very good. His wrestling undoubtedly is phenomenal. So obviously we all heard the story with him and DC, how they rivalry all started, and undoubtedly Jones took DC down. DC said he wouldn't and he did. So yeah, Jon Jones has great wrestling. That's undeniable. I feel Jon Jones is someone who has length and he uses his length in his fighting, and that's something, again, it goes to his fight IQ. He uses the tools that he has. Also with Jones, I feel Jones, striking wise, Jones mixes his strikes up very well, changes levels with his strikes very well. He variants the strikes, what he's throwing, punches, kicks, knees, etc. One thing I would say is he doesn't throw a lot of combinations in striking, but nonetheless still has very good striking. Ground game, when we're talking ground and pound, some of the most vicious ground and pound you'll see, definitely Jones. When you just look at the Alex Gustafsson fight, the most recent one, the ground and pound was vicious. Obviously he's got the long arms, long levers, and can really sink in the strikes. And his submission game, his submissions, obviously we've seen it throughout the years, him subbing Vitor Belfort, him subbing Rampage Jackson, him subbing my favorite Lyoto Machida with the guillotine against the fence and just drops him like nothing. Like, Jon Jones is literally a complete fighter, dangerous everywhere. You cannot rest anywhere with this man. But he is coming off of a 3-year layoff, his last fight being Dominic Reyes. I'd say Jones as well, he's looking less dominant in his most recent fights. So that would be the Reyes fight, the Thiago Santos fight, and the Anthony Smith fight. But why is that? Was that because of the previous long layoff, or was that because the fights and the fighters he has in front of him aren't as appealing to him? So maybe he's not applying himself as much. We all heard previous stories of Jon Jones training for like 2 weeks before a fight. I think that was the Gustafsson fight. And so yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But I feel Jon Jones is coming back now. He has a point to prove that he's the GOAT. If some say he's the GOAT already, but if he wins this fight, it's undeniable. Jon Jones is the GOAT if he wins this fight and gains the heavyweight title. But let's go over to Ciryl Gane. So Ciryl Gane stats: age 32, height 6'4", reach 81 inch reach. So I feel Gane and Jones have some overlaps of their skill sets. I think fight IQ wise, Gane is another fighter with great fight IQ. He uses his fight IQ well in fights, able to adapt in fights very well. Some of the best footwork you'll see in MMA. Definitely need the best footwork in heavyweight, in my opinion. He's got slick, agile movement, moves in and out of range very well. Slipping, rolling, leaning away from shots. He's very, very nimble on his feet. I'd say Gane also has very good striking. Very good striking. Probably my favorite striker, probably the best striker in my eyes in the heavyweight division right now. Good feints, and the way he sets up his attacks off of his feints, off of his leg kicks. He sets traps. He's very good at setting traps. We saw it in the Derek Lewis fight and most recent the Taito Avasa fight, throwing the leg kicks, he works well around the body with his strikes, leg kicks, body kicks, and gets you thinking about the lower body, and then he'll come up high with kicks, which he landed on Avasa. So yeah, very good striking from Gane. Uses his range well, and he slowly moves himself into range as his attacks are depleting you and draining you. So like in the Derek Lewis fight, he was using long range attacks, low leg kicks, and just good movement until he broke down Lewis, and then he came in closer into range because the power was less of a threat once he's broken his opponent down. Also with Gane, overlaps with Jones. The clinch, Gane's very good in the clinch, works elbows well in the clinch, and uses the clinch well, I believe. He got good elbows from the clinch. He landed a good elbow on Lewis, creative, similar to Jones. I believe he was in the clinch, ducking down, and he threw an upwards elbow, hit Lewis with it. So, and that's just goes to show how creative he can be when he needs to be. Also, Gane, I think he's got pretty good jiu-jitsu. I think he gets slandered for the ground game, obviously, for the Francis Ngannou fight, but I think his grappling overall isn't too bad. His jiu-jitsu, I believe, is good. He's got a few subs on his record. The wrestling, that might be something that comes into question. Obviously, you got the Francis Ngannou fight. Francis obviously shown better wrestling, but at the same time didn't have any knees in that fight, and managed to take Ciryl Gane down numerous times. But then again, you're fighting Francis Ngannou. Your main worry is the big power. So you might have stepped into that fight thinking Francis isn't going to try to take him down. So in this fight, that's not something that you can disregard. Like Jon Jones is definitely going to take you down at some point. I think that's probably a fact, especially with someone who's got as good a striking as Ciryl Gane. Okay, so for me, keys to victory for Jon Jones would be to use leg kicks to slow down the movement of Gane, make him easier to track down, easier to shoot takedowns on, easier to clinch up with. Also, it would be beneficial if Jon Jones uses combinations, but with the combinations, throw kicks at the end of the combinations. Obviously, someone like Gane who likes to slip, roll, lean, if you throw a combination with kicks at the end, higher percentage that you'll land the head kick on the exits. I think Jones should also close the range, get into clinch range, use his elbows in the clinch, use his good clinch work, use his takedowns from the clinch, his Greco-Roman wrestling to get the takedowns. And obviously from there, ground and pound, just savage ground and pounds from Jon Jones. Ciryl Gane, I think for him, keys to this fight would be keep footwork and movement high pace, don't be static, in and out movement when he's attacking. Keep it at kickboxing range. I think Gane is the better striker out of the two. but he needs to keep it at kickboxing range. I think if he closes the range too much, it gives Jon Jones the advantage to get into the clinch, to go for the takedowns easier. Gane always has to be aware of the takedown in this fight. Jon Jones, obviously, he's an all-round fighter, complete fighter, so the takedown is always possible with Jon Jones. And if he does get taken down, he has to show urgency to get back up. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great fight. Definitely, probably my favorite fight of the year is probably going to be this fight. We got Jones trying to show he is the GOAT. If he gets this heavyweight title, we got Gane trying to redeem himself after the Ngannou loss, and he's trying to get back on the road, get to the title again. But it's going to be an interesting fight. Hard one to call. I'm going to lean more Jones for this fight, but I think it's going to be a close fight. I'd say Jones maybe decision in this fight, but we'll see. Let me know in the comments down below who you're picking. Who have you got? Jon Jones, Ciryl, Gane. I'll see you next time. Kombat Kingz out.